13 new things that are banned on cruise ships in 2026. Cruise ships in 2026 look more relaxed than ever. The music's playing, the drinks are flowing, everyone's smiling. But behind the scenes, the rules have tightened, and some of the things getting confiscated this year are not what you'd expect. We're not talking about obvious stuff like irons or candles. We're talking about tech devices people bring without thinking, things cruisers assume are harmless, things that worked last year but don't anymore. Private poker games, smart glasses, even trying to order food to the dock. Passengers are finding out the hard way that cruise lines are enforcing more than ever, and in some cases, security isn't giving second chances. So before you pack, before you board, and before you accidentally get flagged on day one, here are 13 new things that are banned on cruise ships in 2026. Let's start with something almost nobody sees coming. Number 1. Wearing offensive or controversial clothing. You might not think twice about what you wear on embarkation day. It's just a t-shirt. It's just a slogan. It's just a joke, right? But in 2026, cruise lines are enforcing their guest conduct policies more strictly than many passengers realize. Shirts with political messaging, explicit language, aggressive slogans, even certain humor teas that staff decide are disruptive. Guests have been told to go back to their cabin and change. Some have been denied entry to venues. And in rare cases, repeat refusal can escalate to a conduct warning. Cruise lines operate under private company policies. That means they don't have to allow anything they believe could cause tension, complaints, or conflict on board. And here's the key part most people miss. It's not about freedom of speech. It's about maintaining a controlled, family-friendly environment at sea. So if you're packing bold statement shirts for your next sailing, just remember, what flies on land doesn't always fly on board. And this next one? It catches people at the gangway all the time. Number 2. Bringing back certain food from ports. You get off the ship. You explore a local market. You find amazing fresh fruit, homemade snacks, maybe some local meat or cheese. And you think, I'll just bring this back to the cabin. That's where people get caught. In 2026, reboarding checks have tightened in many ports because of biosecurity and agricultural laws. Fruit, meat, plant products, and even certain packaged snacks can be confiscated before you're allowed back on board. It doesn't matter if it's sealed. It doesn't matter if you just bought it. If it violates port or maritime regulations, it's not coming back with you. And here's what surprises cruisers. Sometimes it's not even the cruise line. It's local port authorities enforcing strict import rules. The ship has to comply. Passengers have had bags searched, food removed, and in some destinations, fines can apply if items aren't declared. So that quick snack from shore? It could end up in the bin before you even reach the gangway, and wait until you hear what some guests are trying to have delivered directly to the dock. Number 3. Cabin door decorations that aren't magnetic. Decorating your cabin door has become a cruise tradition. Birthdays, anniversaries, family reunions, fun magnets with your name on them. And magnets are usually fine. The problem starts when people use tape, glue, command hooks, or oversized decorations that damage the door or block the hallway. In 2026, several cruise lines have tightened enforcement around this. Cabin doors are metal fire-rated doors. They're part of the ship's safety system. If decorations interfere with that, even slightly, crew can remove them immediately. Passengers have come back from dinner to find their decorations gone. And here's what catches people off guard. It doesn't matter if you didn't know. It doesn't matter if it's small. If it scratches paint, blocks signage, or creates a fire hazard, it can be taken down without notice. So if you're planning to decorate, stick to lightweight magnetic items only. Because this next one, it's something people use every single day on board, and it's starting to disappear fast. Number 4. Bluetooth speakers on balconies. You're on your balcony. The ocean is calm. You've got your favorite playlist ready. It feels harmless to turn on a small Bluetooth speaker and enjoy the vibe. But here's the problem. Sound carries incredibly easily at sea. What feels like low volume inside your cabin can travel straight down to the balcony below, or across to 3 other cabins you can't even see. In 2026, more cruise lines are stepping in when noise complaints are made. And on some ships, portable speakers have been confiscated if guests continue using them in public areas or on balconies. It's not that speakers are always banned outright, it's how and where they're used. Balconies are considered shared space environments. One person's music is another person's ruined sunset. And cruise lines don't want noise disputes between guests. So if you bring a speaker, keep it inside your cabin and low. Because the next one? It's something people pack thinking they're being smart, and security pulls it almost every time. Number 5. Extension cords. This one surprises people every year. You open your suitcase. You've packed extra chargers. Maybe a power board so you can plug in everything at once. Seems practical. But in 2026, extension cords are still one of the most commonly confiscated items at cruise security. Cruise cabins are built with strict marine fire codes. Extension cords can overheat, overload outlets, or interfere with the ship's electrical systems. That's why many lines prohibit them completely. And here's where guests get caught out. Even basic cords without surge protection can be taken, even brand new ones. Even if you promise you'll only use it carefully. Security doesn't debate it. If it doesn't meet their approved device standards, it goes into storage until the end of the cruise. So if you need more outlets, look into cruise-approved USB hubs, not traditional extension leads, because the next one isn't in your suitcase. It's something people plug in once they're already on board. Number 6. Charging devices in hallways or public areas. You've seen it before. A mobility scooter parked outside a cabin. A big battery pack plugged into a hallway outlet. Someone running a cord from their room into the corridor to charge something larger. It might seem convenient, but in 2026, cruise lines are cracking down hard on this, especially after growing concerns around lithium battery fires. Hallways are emergency exit routes. They're not meant for charging stations. And large batteries, scooters, or power packs charging unattended in public areas create a serious safety risk. Crew are now instructed to unplug devices immediately if they see them charging outside cabins or in shared spaces. No warning, no discussion. They simply remove the cord. And in some cases, guests have been told the device cannot be charged on board at all if it doesn't meet safety guidelines. So if you're bringing mobility equipment or large battery packs, make sure you understand your cruise line's charging policy before you sail, because next up is something people assume they can just order to the dock, and that's not how it works anymore. Number 7. DoorDash-style deliveries to the ship. You're in port. You've got a few hours, and you think, why not just order food to the dock? Maybe your favorite fast food. Maybe alcohol that's cheaper ashore. Maybe a package you forgot to pack. It sounds simple. But in 2026, many cruise lines prohibit outside deliveries directly to the ship, especially food and alcohol. Security at the terminal won't just wave it through. Unapproved deliveries can be refused outright. In some cases, items are confiscated before they ever reach you. And here's what surprises people. Even if you meet the driver outside the terminal, bringing certain items back on board can still violate cruise policy. Cruise lines control what comes onto the ship for security, safety, and revenue reasons. Outside alcohol is almost always a no. Fresh food can be restricted, packages may be denied. So before you hit order now, remember, the ship isn't your home address. And the next one? It flies, and it's getting grounded fast. Number 8. Drones in ports. You're visiting a stunning island, crystal water, cliffside views, perfect drone footage. You packed your drone, thinking you'd only use it ashore. But here's the issue. In 2026, many cruise lines prohibit bringing drones on board at all, even if you promise not to fly them from the ship. Security may confiscate them at embarkation and hold them until the end of the cruise. Why? Partly safety, partly liability, and partly because many ports have strict aviation laws that the cruise line doesn't want to risk violating. And here's what catches people out. It's not just about flying from the deck. It's about bringing it on the ship in the first place. Some lines make exceptions with written approval. Most do not. So if you're planning cinematic aerial shots of your cruise, check the rules carefully before you pack it. Because next up is something smaller, quieter, and designed to bend the ship's internet system. Number 9. Personal Wi-Fi bypass devices. This one is getting more common, and cruise lines are noticing. Some guests bring travel routers to share one internet package across multiple devices. Others try portable satellite equipment to create their own connection entirely. On land, that's normal. At sea? It's a problem. Cruise lines sell internet packages per device or per person. When someone uses a router to split that connection across multiple phones, tablets, or laptops, it bypasses the system they've set up. And portable satellite receivers? Those interfere with onboard communications policies and can violate maritime regulations. In 2026, these devices are being flagged more often during security screening. If they're identified as internet sharing or satellite equipment, they can be confiscated for the duration of the cruise. No refund. No exception. No, I didn't know. Cruise lines treat this as tampering with onboard systems. So if you're thinking of getting clever with Wi-Fi, just remember, the ship's network isn't as easy to outsmart as people think. And next up is something that seems friendly until money gets involved. Number 10. Organizing paid meetups or paid classes on board. Cruises are social. People love hosting trivia meetups, fitness groups, photography walks, poker nights, even small workshops. That part is usually fine, if it's free. The problem starts when money changes hands. In 2026, cruise lines are cracking down on passengers charging other guests for unofficial services. That includes paid fitness sessions, paid workshops, charging for guided tours, or collecting money for organized events on board. Why? Because cruise ships are private businesses. They control all commercial activity at sea. If someone is running a paid class or event without approval, it competes directly with the ship's own offerings. Guests have been told to shut down events mid-cruise once crew discovered payments were involved. It doesn't matter if it's just a small group. It doesn't matter if it's just covering costs. If it looks like business activity, cruise lines can stop it immediately. So if you're planning a meetup, keep it social, not commercial. Because next up is a piece of tech that looks completely normal until security thinks you're recording something you shouldn't. Number 11. Smart glasses and wearable recording tech. They look like normal sunglasses, no big camera, no obvious lens, just stylish frames. But some of them can record video and audio instantly, and that's where the problem starts. Cruise lines don't list smart glasses as officially banned items, but guests have had them taken or secured by security when they were used to record in restricted areas. Casinos are extremely strict about filming. Theaters prohibit recording shows. Crew-only areas are off-limits. Spas and locker rooms are private spaces. If security believes you're recording, even unintentionally, they can intervene quickly. And here's what makes this tricky. With wearable tech, it's not always obvious when someone is filming. That uncertainty alone can trigger action from staff. Some guests have been asked to hand them over for the duration of the cruise after disputes about recording policies. So while smart glasses aren't automatically banned, using them the wrong way can make your cruise a lot more complicated. And the next one? It's happening inside cabins, and cruise lines are paying attention. Number 12. Unapproved cabin surveillance cameras. This one surprises people. Some cruisers now travel with baby monitors, small security cameras, even motion-activated devices they place inside the cabin. The idea sounds simple. Monitor your room while you're out. But here's the issue. Cruise cabins are private guest spaces, but crew still need access for cleaning, maintenance, and emergencies. Recording devices inside cabins raise serious privacy concerns. Many cruise lines prohibit internal surveillance devices for that reason. Guests have been told to remove cameras. In some cases, devices have been held until the end of the cruise. It's not about stopping you from feeling safe. It's about protecting crew privacy and avoiding legal complications. And here's what catches people out. Even if you say it's just a baby monitor, if it records or streams video, it can fall under surveillance restrictions. So before you set up cameras in your cabin, check your cruise line's policy carefully. Because the final one? It involves money, cards, and a game people think is completely harmless. Number 13. Private poker games for real money. This one shocks people the most. You're in your cabin, a few friends, deck of cards, small buy-in. Nothing crazy. It feels like a harmless home game. But on a cruise ship, once money is involved, it changes everything. Cruise lines treat real money gambling outside the casino as unlicensed gaming activity. That includes private poker games, cash card games in lounges, and even small friendly tournaments if money changes hands. If security becomes aware of it, they can shut it down immediately. And yes, it has happened. The reason is simple. Casinos on board operate under strict maritime and international gaming regulations. They're licensed, monitored, and taxed accordingly. Private cash games bypass all of that. It doesn't matter if it's $20. It doesn't matter if it's just between friends. If money is on the table, you're technically running gambling activity outside the authorized casino, and that's one of the fastest ways to get on security's radar. So if you're bringing a deck of cards, keep it for fun. Because in 2026, cruise ships are watching a lot more closely than people realize.